The end is near. Or at least, we're close to it. Hello everybody, Tomoyo here, and today, I can't believe I'm saying this, but we are one day away from our first look at Snezhnaya. I've came back to the game recently after not being too hard on it for a couple of years, but even then, it feels so strange to say that we are close to what should be the end, more or less. Snezhnaya, our last region of the Teyvat chapter, I'm assuming, unless we actually go to Conry after. But I wanted to talk about this really quick because what does this mean for the game after we're done? This is live commentary, by the way, so I hardly ever do live commentary, even though I stream, but you know. Okay, so where the f am I? Oh, Natlan. Alright, so I kind of just wanted to get my thoughts out on what this might mean for the game. So I don't need to retell you my story with how I came to this game, how I left for a while. It's in a previous video. I'll just put it up on screen. You can check it out. But I've been here since the very start. And of course, seeing this world grow and grow from what was just, this, don't even look at this, Chenuel. Just this, not even the chasm, Lisha, and then this. Growing into that, there, this thing, then this, that. It's just a lot, ain't it? Just a lot. But anyway, seeing this game grow was such a treat. When I was new to this game, I was so in love with the perspective of this game in the future will be 10 times bigger than what I started with. This will become the greatest free-to-play game of all time. That's what I thought. Now, I don't know about that, honestly. I don't know about that anymore. But it's an insane game for being just free. And now that we're approaching what seems to be the end, I do not know where Snezhnaya is supposed to be here anymore. I have no clue. Maybe it will just go up. I can see it just go up, but I'm not sure. I have no clue. It'll probably make sense for it to be here, right? What was I saying? So now, getting to what seems to be the end game of our Genshin cinematic universe. It's kind of getting me kind of emotional. Again, I don't want to retell my whole story with how I got into this game, but when this game came out, I was 15. Was I 15? Yes, I was 15. No, I was 14. 2020. No, 2020. I was, November would be 16. So 15. 15. And now I'm 21 going on 22. A lot of things have changed. The game has become a total different beast. Some things they did good, some things they did less good. Oh, what the f was that? But admittedly, I have so many fond memories about this game that I just can't imagine it coming to an end. For an end, I mean an actual end to the story, because the game is not going offline when the Teyvat chapter is done. Absolutely not. That is not happening. And I also wanted to talk about that and what we could expect after. Because if Snezhnaya ends this year, or starts this year, ends maybe the beginning of the next, then the next year we would have to start thinking about what's there after Teyvat. Now, okay, spoilers for those who don't know about the end of Notcry. At the end of Notcry, we go to the moon. We don't do much there. We just find our old spaceship and we get a skin, which I'm pretty sure everybody saw, but I'll just show it for reference. Where's Lumina? There you go. So yeah, we get this skin and that's about it. But I would expect the next part of Genshin Impact to either take place on another planet altogether, or to take place in another part of this planet, but that isn't Teyvat. Because apparently, okay, I'm not completely sure about this, but from what I understand, Teyvat is a continent. It's a big-ass continent, but it's a continent. So theoretically, on this planet, there should be more. I don't know how that's gonna work, but that's what I would expect. So after Snezhnaya is done, I really think that, the game is gonna have to keep going. They're not gonna go end of service. They're not gonna make a Genshin Impact 2, I don't think. Watch this age terribly in a year. But, I don't expect this game to come to an end anytime soon. This game is about to go on in 6 years, yeah? I'll expect it to be alive even at the 15th anniversary. I don't think they're ever gonna kill this game, especially because now they have Meliasha Wonderland, which is like their way of attacking the Roblox kind of user base. So yeah, this game is never going offline because at this point it's just built to last. Like things like Meliasha Wonderland are just things that you add to a game when you know you want this game to keep going for like 20 years. Fortnite has creative, Roblox is completely built like that, and Genshin now has this. So yeah, Genshin's not going offline anytime soon. Genshin is not going offline, but it will have to keep going. Whether that is space or other new areas that we haven't seen yet. I mean, listen, we can go to Snezhnaya like up here if it is up here, but like there are so many areas here that they could fill up. And they should, honestly, even if it's just sea, like they should fill these things up. It kind of looks ridiculous like this. So even if we don't go out of Teyvat, I feel like for a while, we'll have things to explore. Like this part. Are you telling me that just sea here? Maybe, possibly. It doesn't look like it. Like here there's clearly something. Here's clearly supposed to be something else. Here I didn't unlock because I'm a lazy bum. Don't even look at Chenuel, Jesus Christ. But yeah, all in all, even though Genshin is at its quote-unquote end, I think we're not even close to like being done playing this game. At least I'm not. Like I've been enjoying Genshin Impact in recent times, so why would I quit? But now, I wanted to talk about something else, which is very interesting to think about with the added information that Genshin is basically at its end, basically, or at least Teyvat chapter is basically at its end. But first off, I need to blow my nose. Ouch! Okay, so the next thing I wanted to mention is the Genshin anime. We are close to the end, and in my opinion, the Genshin anime has been from the very beginning, probably was meant to come out with the game's ending. It only makes sense, right? Because you wouldn't want the show to take place with an unfinished story. You could argue that they could have done like a season for region, which is probably how it's gonna work. Probably don't take my word for it. Like just take it with a grain of salt. With how long it's taken them to give any reports on it, making sure that it's still a thing. At this point, I can only think that they've been waiting for at least Snezhnaya to begin. I don't know about end, but with Snezhnaya beginning, I can absolutely see Genshin coming out sometime next year. And I might be completely wrong on this. Maybe like Kanria takes another fucking year off of us. But I think we are at about that time. The anime was announced in 2022, if I remember correctly. And a 2027 release with maybe a 2026 announcement wouldn't be too crazy. I don't think it would be too crazy. 5 years, even though like, I mean, 5 years is a long time, but honestly, in terms of anime adaptations for anything, a lot of people nowadays are very fucking spoiled because like back in my day, I'm 21, but you know, I've been watching anime since I was like 6. Back when I was a kid, like a child, you could definitely wait 6 to even 10 years for a season 2 of any given show. So when I see people complaining about a season 2 coming out like 2 years later, I just think that you motherfuckers are spoiled. That's what I think. But that's off topic. But like in any case, like 5 years is not bad. 5 years isn't bad. And it's reasonable if like 2022 was maybe just beginning of production, like complete beginning of production, no animation, like the project had been approved and we just immediately make the announcement. I can see it taking 5 years. I can absolutely see it taking 5 years. Now, I would like it to not be like divided in seasons, but with how animes have been doing things like in the past years, it probably will be. Damn! I didn't know he would do that. Relax. With how anime has been doing things lately, in the past, I don't know, 10 years, where like big shonen shows get divided up into many seasons instead of like being one big season with a lot of episodes. Like we don't see 50 episode anime anymore, yeah? That doesn't happen anymore, basically. It basically doesn't happen anymore. I would prefer Genshin do the 50 episode, go like the 50 episode route rather than being divided into animes, part 1s, part 2s, movies. I would just rather have episodes on episodes. Maybe they take a couple of breaks, but I would just rather have episodes. But I mean, it's ufotable, so like, you know there's gonna be like a couple of Genshin movies. You just know there's gonna be a couple of Genshin movies. You can't, you're just not gonna escape it with ufotable. But in any case, Genshin is coming to an end. Again, seems insane to say, but it is the truth. Tomorrow we'll see what the end looks like, Snezhnaya. And from then on, I guess it's just waiting until what, September? So yeah, thank you for listening to my rambles about this. I didn't really want to make something scripted because I don't have time. At least not for this one. But yeah, thank you for watching. Let me know how you feel about Genshin. I was about to say finally coming to an end, but like, I don't want it to come to an end. It's just that we're here, and it's kind of crazy. But yeah, we're at the end. We're close to it. Sounds crazy, but it's true. Thank you for watching. I will see you next week. Maybe this week. I don't know. I will see you next time with a new video. Okay? Good. Bye-bye. Mwah.